In this class, let us learn nuclear binding energy. It is the energy required to break the nucleus into its constituent nucleons. We learned that a nucleus is made up of nucleons. So total mass of the nucleus should be equal to mass of the nucleons. But it is found that the mass of the nucleus is less than the total mass of the nucleons. Let us find the total mass of the nucleons. In a nucleus Zxa, there are Z number of protons and A minus Z number of neutrons. So mass of the protons Zmp plus mass of the neutrons A minus Z Mn. This is the total mass of nucleons. It is greater than the mass of the nucleus. Let it be capital M. The difference in mass is known as mass defect. Mass defect. The difference in mass delta M, and that is equal to Zmp plus A minus Zmn minus mass of the nucleus. And this difference in mass is converted to energy according to Einstein's mass energy relation. Einstein's relation is equal to mc square. Here mass is delta m, so delta m into c square. This much of energy is produced. And in this case, delta m must be expressed in kilogram. But usually we express atomic mass of the atom or mass of the nucleus in atomic mass unit. Delta m is expressed in AMU, atomic mass unit. So we can write the equation as delta m into 931.5 mega electron volt. And this energy is known as binding energy. The binding energy is the energy released when a nucleus is formed from the constituent nucleons. Or it should be the energy supplied to break the nucleus into constituent nucleons. In order to separate a single nucleon, that is a proton or a neutron, from a nucleus, the energy required is the total binding energy by mass number. And this energy is known as binding energy per nucleon. This is the energy required to separate a single nucleon from the nucleus. And this value shows the stability of the nucleus. If the value is high, that means the nucleus is more stable. And we express EBN, binding energy per nucleon, in MeV, mega electron volt. And 1 mega electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 13 joules. Now let us see the binding energy curve for different nuclei. Mass number is taken along x-axis and EBN, binding energy per nucleon, is taken along y-axis. It is expressed in mega electron volts. And this curve has 3 regions. We can divide the curve into 3 regions. The first region, that is a mass number less than 30. So this is the region of light nuclei. And the middle region, mass number in between 30 and 170, that is the middle mass region. And the region with a mass number greater than 170, that is the region of heavy nuclei. And here you can see that in the middle mass region, the energy value is high and is almost constant. For light nuclei as well as for heavy nuclei, the energy value is low. That means the middle mass region is more stable. Light nuclei as well as heavy nuclei are less stable. Now let's see the features of this curve. Binding energy per nucleon is constant in the middle mass region and its value is high. And this high value indicates that there must be a force between the nucleons which binds the nucleons together, and that force is termed as nuclear force, and it should be an attractive force. And this constant value of the binding energy indicates that the nuclear force is a short range force. A nucleon is attracted by its nearest neighbors only, because the binding energy per nucleon doesn't increase with the mass number. So this force should be a saturated force. And the maximum value of the binding energy is 8.75 MeV, mega electron volt, for mass number 56, and that element is iron 56, and it is the most stable element. And EBN is low for light nuclei except some cases. Here you can see 3 peaks. It corresponds to helium 4, carbon 12 and oxygen 16. They are more stable compared to the neighboring nuclei. And EBN is low for heavy nuclei also. So light nuclei are less stable and heavy nuclei also less stable. So in order to attain stability, light nuclei fuse to form heavy nucleus. For example, 2 hydrogen nuclei fuse to form a helium. Helium is more stable. So in this process, the binding energy increases, so energy is released. And this process is known as nuclear fusion. To attain stability, heavy nuclei splits into nuclei in the middle mass region. So in this case also, binding energy per nucleon increases, that is stability increases. So in this process also, some mass is converted to energy, so energy is released, and this process is known as nuclear fission. Now let us see the properties of nuclear force. The force which binds the nucleons together in a nucleus is termed as nuclear force. It is the strongest force, it is a short range force, it is a saturated force, and it is charge independent. That is, force between 2 protons is same as force between 2 neutrons, and it is also equal to force between a proton and a neutron. Let us see the potential energy curve between 2 nucleons. Potential energy between 2 nucleons with the separation between 2 nucleons. R is the separation between 2 nucleons. And here you can see that the potential energy takes positive and negative values. If the potential energy is negative, the force is attractive. And if the potential energy is positive, the force is repulsive. Here R0 is the equilibrium separation between 2 nucleons. Here the potential energy is maximum negative, or we can say the potential energy is minimum. And here the nuclear force is maximum attractive. And this is the equilibrium distance between 2 nucleons. If the separation is greater than R0, the potential energy increases. That is, the nuclear force, attractive force, decreases. And the potential energy is almost 0 when the distance is more than 2 fermi-meter, or the nuclear force vanishes. For distances less than R0, the potential energy increases and becomes positive. That is, attractive force decreases and becomes repulsive. So the nucleons cannot come closer. They will be at separation R0 or equilibrium separation. Thank you.